evening. We start tonight with the recurring high water problems for one local neighborhood.
Residents there find themselves bracing for flooding whenever it storms in the same community where 2 men died in flash flooding last fall. Ron Hilliard in the studio tonight with the story. It's continuing coverage.
Imagine fearing that you could lose your possessions every time there's heavy rain, or even worse. It's been more than a half year since those men lost their lives, and residents are still living on edge.
We saw the water rise and to be up to here, and then it eventually blew up. So much rain came down that the manhole, that's what you could see in the background.
Debbie Pike, who lives in the 500 block of East 30th Street, filmed this dramatic footage with her phone on Saturday afternoon. But neighbors say it's something they've seen many times.
The water comes up through the pavement, it comes down through the yards, and obviously it runs down the streets.
On November 5th, torrential rains caused flash flooding. The water was so high that the front wall of this house caved in.
Gary Hoffman was constantly calling people to get this checked out, and it just was constant, and then he died.
59-year-old Gary Hoffman and his brother-in-law, 55-year-old Michael McGurn, drowned in the basement. City of Erie Public Works Director Dave Mulvihill says they're actively investigating why the problem continues to happen, even after a 2005 stormwater retention project.
I mean, I understand their frustration, and we're frustrated as well, because we thought that back when we did the project in 2005 that it had been resolved.
Mulvihill says the solution could require installing a line that's larger than the current 48-inch pipe, or finding a way to reduce the flow of stormwater. But in the meantime, the city has made no changes to prevent this neighborhood from flooding again, and residents say they worry every time it storms.
Please, before something else happens, I mean, those 2 deaths, that is tragic. That we'll never, ever forget that happening, but something else is going to happen. This street is sick down.
Mulvihill says they want to make sure that once and for all they can stop flooding from being a recurring problem. He says the department needs to perform due diligence to make sure that any actions resolve the matter. Sean?
Ron Hilliard reporting tonight.